ladies and gentlemen, Lord Kale here. It's my first battle report, so I'm kind of excited about that. I brought my Ogres, and my buddy brought his Empire. Um, he's got 4 different armies, or 5 different armies. I have 2 different armies. Putting together Dark Elves here pretty soon, so you'll see many different battle reports and armies between the two of us, so that'll be kind of nice. It won't just be Ogres and Empire. And so we'll just get right into it here. So we did a 2,500 point battle. That's kind of our standard points. We did a standard battle line. We kind of left the middle out just so we could just kind of get at each other, try out our armies, you know, not make it too squiggly. In the upper right hand corner, that box is a building. In the lower left hand corner, that box is a hill. And then in the upper left and the bottom right, those are both forests. So he forgot his terrain, but at least we have grass, right? So we'll just get right into it here. My math was wrong. I didn't realize the halberdiers were a detachment, and they went down at the same time as the spearmen. So I thought I was going to get the +1, but I ended up not. So I ended up winning the roll, though. So I always like going first, so I had to shoot at stuff for 1 extra turn before it gets to me, or I get to it. So that was nice. I have 1 cat there on the left. I have 6 ogres with iron fists in full command. I have an iron blaster. Another cat in front of my man-eaters there, which have 3 extra hand weapons and 3 great weapons. They have the Dragonhide banner, and then there's a bruiser in there that goes by Krazash the Pummeler, and he's got the Sword of Strife and the Dragon Helm. So he's got 6 strength, 5 attacks, and I think a 3-up save. To the right of that is another Iron Blaster, and then 9 Iron Guts with full command, the Banner of Discipline, a Slaughtermaster with the Talisman of Preservation, Dispel Scroll, and Iron Curse Icon. Try to give him a little extra protection against stuff if I don't get Troll Guts off. The BSB just has the Crown of Command, which I figured would be good just in case I get slaughtered in combat or, you know, get hit pretty hard. Then the Butcher has the Hellheart. And on the right of that, I have another cat. And so that's pretty much my whole army. Over here, he's got a Great Cannon. He has 3 Demigryphs. He's got 9 Knightly Orders. His General is in there, which has the Ogre Blade, Enchanted Shield, and the Talisman of Endurance. So he's got a 1-up, 5-up. And he hits pretty decently. But one heck of an armor save there. He's got a Hellblaster Volley Gun with a Master Engineer. And then to the right of that, he has 50 Spearmen with a Captain, which has the Dragon Helm. And then he's got a Warrior Priest and a Battle Wizard. The Battle Wizard has a Dispel Scroll, and that unit has full command as well. 20 Halberdiers, and then he's got another Hellblaster Volley Gun with another Master Engineer. He's got a Steam Tank. He's got 10 Crossbowmen with the level 4, just kind of acting as a bunker there. And then another Great Cannon. He doesn't have the models, but he just put dice there on the Great Cannons later. And so that's his army. And then over here for spell generation, my Slaughtermaster gets Troll Guts, Bone Crusher, Spine Marrow, and I honestly don't remember the other one, and I apologize for that. You'll see why I forget. The Butcher gets Wisdom's Wild Form and Savage Beast of Horrors. And Empire gets 4 spells from Life, Throne of Vines, and then not sure what others. You'll see why later. And then his level 1 gets Wisdom's Wild Form from Beasts. And this is also the picture of my first turn. So what I did is I pretty much just moved my cats up, so next turn I can either get closer or cause some havoc on a few things, or just kind of get in the way so I can countercharge or make an easier charge without having to worry. I moved my ogres probably 8 inches forward, just try to get them a little closer. I didn't really plan on charging my turn 2. I just figured to get a lot closer. My man-eaters I think moved up all the way. One of my iron blasters moved up a little bit just to get a better angle. And then my iron guts and I guess my brick, my Death Star, I don't know what you want to call that, just pretty much moved up think about 4 or 5 inches. In retrospect, I probably would have moved them up a lot farther. I was just worried about him charging in with the knights and the demigriffs. Some people charge through forests, some people don't. You know, I wasn't really sure on that one. So, shooting over there on the right with the volley gun, I ended up doing, I think, 2 wounds to the crew, and I think honestly we did that wrong. I think I just did damage to the crew, but not 100% sure. I'm gonna look that rule up, but I just did 2 to the crew, and then I ended up with my other one doing 5 to the spearmen. And then magic was wash. I didn't get anything off. And then Empire turn 1. He pretty much moves everything up. He generates 5 points with the steam tank. And then the demigriffs, he kind of parked them in front of the forest, which I thought was a bad idea, because now they really have nowhere to go. They're going to have to reform, you know. In retrospect, he told me he would probably have moved them around the left side of the forest, or the closer side to the camera, and then charge something in the flank, which probably would have been a better idea. Everything moved up just a little bit. And then the volley guns take aim, and the great take aim. And you can see here, this is my turn, but this is after his shooting. He takes 6 wounds off of my ogres on the top, and then they're actually within 12, so they make their panic test. 6 wounds between the steam tank and the volley gun. And then my iron blaster, which is the upper left hand little splat, decided it was a good idea on my turn to explode. And then the other volley gun and the great cannon just kind of took aim at my iron guts and my man eaters. And I think on the man eaters it did 3 or 4 wounds, and the iron guts ended up taking like 8, I think. And so after my turn, I think what I did, because I'm sorry, this is Empire turn 2, first battle report, I missed a picture, I apologize. I shot at the halberdiers. I think I killed like 3 or 4 of them, and then other than that, nothing. I tried to charge my iron guts into his knightly order right there that are now charged into me on his turn, and I failed literally by a quarter of an inch. That's why I said I probably would have moved him up farther. My man eaters, I moved up some more. I probably should have moved up farther again. I'm learning a lot, which is nice. So, and I probably would have moved my cat maybe a little bit too, but my plan was, if a spearman did charge my cat, they would kill him. If he didn't reform, then he would overrun maybe into the ogres, and then I would get a flank charge with my man eaters. So I was kind of hoping for that, but he didn't take the bait, as you can see. So this is Empire turn 2, and he didn't charge him. His knightly order charged my man eaters, or my iron guts, with no problem. It wasn't a very far charge for them. Shooting just kills his steam tank right there, blows up, does I think 5 or 6 wounds to the crossbowmen, and it actually makes them panic and they run. I think another 2 inches they would have been off the table, which would have been nice, but you know, you can't win everything. And then the halberdiers, I think it does like 3 or 4 wounds to them. More shooting. I think he did another wound to my man eaters, and that's about it actually. And there's a better picture of his cannon exploding. His great cannon misfired and exploded, and then his steam tank exploding as well. And then over here, as you can see, my iron blaster is gone still. This is my turn 3. I decided to take my man eaters into the side of the knightly order, since the turn he charged I did 9 wounds, and that's at a -3 multiplier, so it brings her 1 up to a 4 up. Statistically, I think you're supposed to fail at least half of those, you know, 4 or 5. And he rolls 9 4s, 5s, and 6s, so I didn't kill a single one, and that was pretty saddening. I mean, statistically speaking, that probably shouldn't have happened, which would have been nice, but he pretty much charged me, and I think he did 6. I don't know, like 11 wounds or something like that, or 9 wounds. Yeah, like 8 or 9 wounds. Um, and so I charged my man-eaters in there to help out. I made away with my bruiser since he has 6 strength 5 attacks, and then I charged my ogres into his halberdiers. And then with impact hits, once again, magic's the wash. I'm pretty sure I rolled snake eyes for this turn. So I was like, come on. This magic was not helping me out this game at all. Nor was it really him. I think he might have got a 5-up ward off on his spearman the whole game, and then throwing a vines on his level 4. But that is it. That's it. Pretty much happened this game. So my ogres charge the halberdiers. They roll like a 10, which is nice. So I get 3d3, and I think I roll like 7. So I kill like, I think 5 or 6, which is pretty good odds. And then between attacks and everything, I killed like another 6 or 7. So I won combat, and they're down to 4, so they're not steadfast because I still have 3 in that unit because he got shot by the volley gun, lost another one. They actually stick. And then the combat with the knights. This is a better picture of my charge from my man-eaters to his knightly order, because I figured they needed some help. And so I was really hoping. I made away with my bruiser so he could be in base contact, and then my champion was also in base contact. So I have I think 2 great weapon guys, 2 in the back, and then my captain man-eater, which also has a great weapon, and then my bruiser. So I ended up getting like a total of I don't know, 19 attacks from them, which is kind of nice, and then my iron guts. So see what happens there. And that's a better picture of them being gone. Between my man-eaters and the dragonhide banner and the impact hits and then the attacks from the iron guts, I killed everything but the general. And I think at that point he needed snakes with my flank charge, like 7 or 8 wounds, to my BS being a banner, to his nothing actually. And so he ended up fleeing, and I caught him, and I tried to overrun, and I made it 2 inches because I rolled snake eyes, and I was like, ah. I was really hoping to roll something decent so I could at least get closer to the volley gun, because that was what I was going to charge next turn, was the volley gun, so I could try to kill that and get the points for that and get that stop shooting me, because it's actually been doing some damage this game. And then I reformed with my man-eaters, and right there shows my 3 guys with no wounds on them, and then they did really good actually making their saves and everything. I actually think I took 2 wounds, so I think that might be in a later picture, but there's 4 of those. And then with shooting on Empire turn 3, he does another wound to my man-eaters, and he kills the last 3 remaining iron guts. And then with his great cannon over there on the right, which is kind of cluttered at this point, he puts dead models near it, but ends up hitting my iron blaster, and I was kind of scared about that, but he only ended up rolling a 2 for wounds, so that was nice. And I kind of coached him on his demigriffs because they've been sitting in front of that forest for 2 turns, and I moved him there because I told him I'd probably charge that volley gun. And I said that way I can't fit in between. I'd have to arc, and then, you know, I'd either overrun into your cannon, which isn't that big of a deal, or, you know, the game would be over by then, one of the two. And on the left, his level 4 ended up rallying, which is good. He just hasn't turned around yet, but couldn't do anything this turn yet. So, and then there is my ogres taking 2 more wounds, and then overrunning after they killed him, and that's on his turn. And then there's his sorceress that turned around, and his spearman, his volley gun still there, my cat. And over here I charged the volley gun, and I killed it actually, and then I reformed. And there's a picture of my man-eaters took a charge, and they barely made it corner to corner to the captain right there on the far right of his unit. And I should have charged my cat in there in retrospect, but I don't know exactly what I was thinking. But he ended up being in the way more than useful. you know. So over here, there's a better one. He shot me on his turn. I think did another 2 wounds to my man-eaters. And then I took my characters out of that unit because I didn't really want them right there, and I kind of moved them over here, and I put my Slaughter Master right there because he's toughness 5, so if he were to get charged or at least shot at, it really wouldn't make that much of a difference from the Great Cannon, but at least he has a 4 board and 5 wounds, so I figured he had the best chance of weathering the shot. And this turn I actually didn't exactly have a decent magic phase, but for this game I did. I ended up getting Whistle's Wild Form off of my man-eaters, which is pretty helpful. And then over here, my Iron Blaster shot a Demigryph and ended up killing it. Made its panic test. And then in combat, between my man-eaters and the Spearmen, I took my Bruiser, and I think I actually rolled another 10 for the charge, so I ended up getting like 9 impact hits, and I think 3 of those were at strength 6 or 7 actually. So I mean, I was wounded on 2s anyway because I already had Whistles on me, but I think 7 of those wounded, and then between my Bruiser killing his captain, and then I get 9 attacks from the back rank, and then I get 15 from the front rank, so that's 24. I'm re-rolling 1s to hit and to wound. And then I used my breath weapon as well, but it really didn't make a difference. And then I also had 4 stomps, so I ended up killing like 22 of them. They're no longer steadfast, and they need double 1s, and they break. And they actually get away by 1 inch or 2 inches. And I was like, would have been cool because there's, you know, a battle wizard in there, and I think a BSB, or there's a few characters in there, so that would have been nice. But the volley gun makes its break test. I think the Demigryphs were too far away, and the Master Engineer also makes his break test. So exciting. I was kind of happy about that. He called it after this because I still have 2 spellcasters. He has just a level 4. He's got a Great Cannon, 2 Demigryphs, a volley gun, a Master Engineer, and then 5 crossbowmen and a level 4. So he really doesn't have that much left on the table. And I still got a pretty decent force with those man-eaters. So he ended it here, and that's probably what I would have done too if I were him. So decent win for the Ogres. The Empire's lost the Knightly Order, the General, the Captain, the Steam Tank, the Great Cannon, a volley gun, and the Halberdiers, and the Spearmen were running, and I think there was 50 of them, and I think there was like 14 left. So I don't think he would have needed snakes, but I think he would have needed snakes because you're supposed to rally on what you fled by, I think, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, let me know, comment. And the Ogres lost 2 cats, 1 Iron Blaster, and all the Iron Guts. Total up the points, the Empire had 1446 left on the table, and I had 1852. So I think I lost 650 points, and he lost about 1050. So not a bad game, I guess. First win with the Ogres, I was pretty happy with this list. The first time I went with 2 units of 9 Iron Guts and 4 Mournfang with a 2-up, 6-up, and they just didn't do anything against Warriors of Chaos, and I was kind of sad about the Mournfang, but figured I'd try man-eaters this time, and I'm pretty happy with them. You know, they did really well. So, and over here, so I make these movement trays. I sell them for $6.99 a piece. If you buy 20 of them and I can fit them in a flat rate box for $5 or however much that is, then I'll send you an invoice for the 20 of them and $5 shipping if you're in the US, and that's a pretty good deal. It's better than eBay. Some people decide it's a good idea to ship them all separately, but I'll fit them all in one box for you. They are exact fit to your base sizes. Just email me, tell me what size you want, and I'll make them up and I'll have them shipped for you within 5 days. And just email me and I'll email the invoice to you. So thanks for tuning into this battle report. I hope you liked it, and the next one will be more in depth because I ended up buying a video recorder, and so give me a little bit more extra details there. So thanks for tuning in. That's Lord Kale out.